Yo, good family, man. What's good? So nah, what's good, family? What's good, man? Back with another banger, man. Back with another video now. Today, man, we are reacting to Jason Tatum revenge tour. You know, he didn't win the MVP last year in the finals. You know, they won the finals, but he didn't win the MVP. I don't think. I mean, he performed decent to me. People say he didn't perform that well, but I think he performed decent. Him and Jaylen Brown, you know, the stars of the team. You know, Jaylen Brown went off in the playoffs last year. Um, they the two goes to the team, bro. So I really too much I can say, but I do believe Jason Tatum is going for MVP this year. As the way that nigga just snapping and going off right now is crazy. But hey, man, no more talking. Let's get straight into the video.
Would assume that Jason Tatum didn't have much to prove coming into this year, but that couldn't be further from the case, because in last year's playoffs, Tatum did underperform from an individual standpoint, and then his playing time with team.
I don't think so. I felt like he stepped up when he needed to. I don't think he did that.
Team USA over the summer was pretty limited, so coming into this season there was one main.
Wait, he said Team USA. He was. Oh wait, yeah, he was limited. He was limited in Team USA. I mean, but he had ghosts in front of him, but I still felt like he should definitely play. But yeah, I remember when 2004 when LeBron they didn't play LeBron, that nigga started going off. It might be the same thing. I ain't gonna cap. Oh cap, might be the same thing. You might be saying it again.
Questions surrounding Tatum. Is he just a good player on a great team, or is he actually a premier top 10 player across the NBA?
Nah, bro, I ain't gonna lie. That was disrespectful. Is he just a good player on a good team? When him and Jaylen Brown made the teams, they made the Celtic team, bro. Ain't no way he just said that. There's no way he just said that, bro. Nah, that was disrespectful. And I'm not even a Celtics fan. I'm a Lakers fan. You know, we rivals. But I do respect Jason Tatum, bro. He's been dominating the game for a minute now, like literally since his rookie year. No way he just said that. When they built teams around them two, they literally built the whole team around them two. That's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
NBA. And so far in his first 3 games, it's looking like the latter. Now, in last year's playoffs, Tatum really struggled from behind the line, shooting under 29% with heavy volume. And in his 7 years of playoff experience, this was the first.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't gonna lie, he was shooting a lot of threes last year, though. Like in the playoffs, he really was shooting a lot of threes, and he really didn't have to because he already knew they was gonna whoop a lot of teams. But it's like, I mean, I guess, but he still showed what he needed to, bro. I can't.
First time Jason has ever shot below 30% from 3. And while this is just one part of his overall offensive game, Jason's 3-point shooting has pretty much always been the foundation to his scoring. Plus, it's also turned into the identity of the Celtics offense. But when jumping forward to this year, Tatum has been absolutely torching teams from behind the line. And what's really stood out to me is how simple and direct Tatum's process is when generating these looks. As a 6'8 shooter with a 6'11 wingspan, Tatum doesn't need a ton of space to get his shot off. Watch him here push the defense back with this lateral jab step, to then bring that foot back and rise up for a jumper. We'll see him here get back to that same pivot series, but now he's going to take an additional step forward, which again gets the defense leaning back, giving Tatum a window to rise up. Jason's also been doing a ton of work out of pick and roll, where the Celtics spread the floor with shooters, giving Tatum the time and space to make reads and punish the defense. And again, everything comes back to how efficient and polished his mechanics are. If the defense gives him any airspace off the screens, Jason's going to quickly organize his feet and rise up for a stable jumper. We'll see him here first catch the ball out 40 feet from the basket. And from this spot, all he needs is one dribble to come off, read this big sag back below the 3, to then step into a left-right pull-up. Watch him here set this screen up with a jab step, and he's going to bring that foot all the way around and immediately pick up for a right-left shot. Jason's also great at setting up these screens off a live dribble, where he's able to absorb pressure and protect the ball, to then create angles to run his man off the screen. This is a great setup here, where Jason's first going to refuse to screen by ripping hard to his left, to then stop and reset. but notice how much space he's created from his man, allowing him to cleanly come off this pick to set up another one dribble pull-up. So Jason's ability to run his man off these screens and efficiently get into his pull-ups is enough by itself to make him a really problematic perimeter scorer. But on top of all those tools, Tatum also has the footwork and ball skills to create looks in isolation. One of his go-to moves is his left to right between step back, and the footwork on this shot is really similar to his jab step, where he drops his level and extends his right foot to then bring it back to his base and rise up. Tatum is also elite at using his pace to set up this move. Notice here how he's casually playing with the ball back and forth, to then again slide the ball between, bring that right foot back and immediately elevate. I like how Jason mixes up the footwork here, by first getting to a right to left between and skipping his feet up, to then transfer the ball through into his step back.
And it's crazy, that move right there, he made it seem so like he was about to drive. That's exactly why Mikal Bridges got a bit on it so hard. When he did that left, boom, it was like he was about to drive in, because usually when he do this little setup, he go through the right, then you know he gonna shoot it, even though that shit unstoppable too. But he had went left this time, so usually you'll think if he going left, he don't know how to use that left for real, so he's just gonna try to drive in and try to take the layup and don't. But nah, he killed him. He went that left and then came back to that right. Cash! So nah.
And a lot of this comes back to Jason's height and length as a shooter. Again, all he needs is just a little bit of space off the dribble, and then there's pretty much nothing stopping him from getting these shots off. I also think Jason's balance and lower body strength has slightly improved, where he's now aggressively attacking angles to then slam the brakes and lose the defense to create space. We'll see him here pivot his right foot across to protect the ball, to then take 1 pound dribble and push that left foot all the way forward, to then plant off it and organize his feet for a step back going to his left. So Jason has both the physical tools and skills to generate 3-point looks pretty much at will. Obviously he's not going to make every single shot, but if Jason can consistently shoot in the high 30s or low 40s from 3, that's going to be a serious problem for the defense. And that's also going to open up the other parts of Jason's game.
But am I tripping or do Jason Tatum, his wingspan is like 6'11", ain't it? Or 6'10" or something like that? I know he like 6'8", 6'7", or something like that, but his wings, he got a long ass wingspan. Because I remember in the NBA Finals, it was like he probably got one of the craziest wingspans, like, in Celtics history. It was, yeah. Other than them tall ass goddamn back in the day players they had. But it was like he had a crazy ass wingspan. That nigga, he looked like his arms long as a bit too. No cap.
Now, because the defense is forced to step out and meet Jason on the perimeter, that gives him the leverage to put the ball down to attack the basket. When playing downhill, Tatum has cut a lot of fat out of his game, where he's now making simple reads and creating straight line attacks. Watch him here catch and feel Brunson pressing up, opening up this reverse pivot to his left. And when the weak side defense slides over, Jason's going to pick up off 2 feet and elevate through contact to get this finish. When playing downhill, Jason's also been a much more stable driver, being comfortable both initiating and absorbing contact to carve out driving lines at the basket. We'll see him here cross the ball.
Bro, that nigga hogging, bro. Bro, the first possession, that nigga had Drew Holiday in the corner. The second possession, that center was wide open for. If he would just dish it to the center, all the center had to do is just put it up like that. But that was hard. I ain't gonna lie. That nigga went up on 2 niggas. I mean, he made it though, but he balling. But golly.
Ball and get to this lateral skip. And notice how he's going to use his offhand to swipe and pull himself into this drive, to then again pick up on 2 feet and use these subtle shoulder bumps to create additional space to finish. I love Tatum's pace and footwork here, where he's going to skip up and split his stance, selling this right hand blow by, but then he's going to transfer the ball between to attack right past Josh Hart's top foot. So on the perimeter, Jason is a dual threat of both being able to pull up from range, plus put the ball down to put pressure on the rim. And that scoring versatility obviously pulls heavy defensive attention, which then opens up Jason's passing. Now with the ball, I wouldn't say Jason is a top tier passer across the league. He doesn't really manipulate the defense at the level of a Luka Doncic or Nikola Jokic, but Jason is still a solid decision maker who constantly plays with his head up and is reading defensive shifts. As a passer, Jason's height and reach opens a ton of playmaking windows for him in the middle of the floor, where he's got the height to easily see over aggressive coverages and drop dimes from over the top. You'll see the Knicks here throw a brief double team at him, so Jason's going to simply pick up and lob this pass over to the cutting Derek White. This is a pretty advanced read and delivery right here, where Jason is working off the screen to his left, and he's going to pick up and whip this one-hand pass over to the opposite wing, setting up this clean catch and shoot 3. Tatum has also been doing some good work out of the mid post, and this is where his blend of size, strength, skill, and shot making allows him to overwhelm one-on-one matchups. And this has been a good release valve for the Celtics offense, where Tatum has been able to consistently create buckets and fouls from these spots. Right here, he's not going to do anything super advanced with the ball. He's just going to transition into a back down to then initiate contact into the defense's chest, creating enough airspace for him to rise up. This right here was the ice of the game against Detroit, where Jason's first going to turn his back to then lower his shoulder and pound the ball, selling the quick drive off this reverse pivot. But instead of exploding downhill, JT is going to flow into the step back.
Tatum got a little look. Tatum turn around and rattles that one home.
So as an on-ball scorer and creator, this version of Jason Tatum is perfect for the Celtics offense. Again, he can create threes and pick and roll in isolation. He's got the ball skills to break down the first line of defense. Plus, he can also abuse matchups in the mid post. And then on top of that, Jason also brings a good scoring punch off the ball, where he can quickly take advantage of matchups in the paint or work off some different off-ball screening actions. And the Celtics have also found success using Jason as a screener, having the height and strength to dive towards the basket, plus the shot making to pop back behind the line. So overall, if Jason plays this aggressive for the entire season, and most importantly carries all this over to the playoffs, I think this pretty much makes the Celtics unbeatable. Obviously in the past, Jason's production and efficiency in the postseason typically takes a dip, but I think it's more of a mental thing, because in general, I feel like Jason's style of play should transfer over to playoff basketball, because that's when the game is primarily about shot making and attacking matchups, which I think Jason is capable of doing at a high level. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please like and subscribe. And let me know in the comments what you think of Jason.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. It's his MVP season, bro. But what that nigga was just breaking down and telling me, it's his MVP season. Cause he just has everything in the bag that he need, bro. I mean everything, bro. Like the post, the lay, he know when to drive. Ain't gonna lie, the only thing I say is kind of if it's his passion. Like he passed kind of like he's trying to get it out there. You know what I mean? He's not passing it to actually make a good read. He passing it in when he sees simple shit. You know what I mean? I guess so. When he that dominant score, I guess you ain't really gotta work on your passing for real when you already know how to pass. But he looks good for right now, man. I ain't gonna count. He look good, bro. No Diddy, by the way. But no, he doing good, bro. He doing pretty solid, man. Keep going. He'll get his MVP. He'll get his MVP. They might shoot. We'll never know. They might go back to back. Never know. But make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, bro. On to the next one.